One of your New Year's resolutions is to bake more often than buy pre-made goodies at the grocery store. Then this will be very helpful to you. Jeannie Trader from Cakes for Causes is here to review some baking basics. Jeannie, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us back again.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, same to you.
Jinx, how was your holiday?
It was great. It was wonderful. I got to spend the whole day with my dad and stepmom, so it was just beautiful. Just napped and ate and just hung out.
Wonderful.
So,
well, you Cakes for Causes folks work so hard all year long. It was nice that you got a little bit of a break. So, like I said, you're here to give us some basics, because personally, I don't bake that much, but if I tried, I'd be terrible at it, because I don't know a lot of these little instruments, and I don't know how to tell if things are good, and that's what we're really going to explore today. And you're going to start over there with some different types of mixing things.
Right, because if you have a KitchenAid mixer and the recipe says to use your paddle attachment or your whisk, and you don't know which one is which, this is the whisk. And the whisk has all the wires, and the wires are so you can incorporate a lot of air into something. So it's used for making whipped cream or beating egg whites when you want to get a lot of air whipped into something. This is the paddle attachment. This is for your mixing, your beating, your creaming. This is what you're going to use the majority of the time. So when it says cream your butter and sugar, this is what you're going to use.
Well, and you recommend people have a mixer. I mean, you can do it by hand, but it's never going to be as easy as it will be.
Well, I guess it depends on how much baking you're going to do. I mean, you know, we do a lot, so yes, we all have mixers, but you can certainly do it by hand if you want to. I mean, they did it in the old days.
That's
so.
right.
Then you have your spatulas, and the reason I wanted to talk about spatulas, this one is 2 pieces, and it was together when I bought it, of course, but one day I was washing it and the thing came apart, and the inside of this was just filthy.
Yeah.
And that's bacteria, and that is not food safe. So if you happen to have a 2-piece spatula, give it a good tug every once in a while, see if it's going to come apart, and give that a good sanitizing clean.
Right, you don't want those germs in your cookies.
Preferably when you're using spatulas, I like this one. This is my new favorite. It's nice and smooth, so when I scrape the edge of the bowl, I'm getting everything off of it. There's no cracks, crevices, nothing for bacteria to get into.
Right.
My go-to right now.
Good point. It's all in one piece. And now, of course, another part of baking is being able to measure things properly, but you have to know which ones are for liquid and which ones are for powder.
Right, exactly. Dry measures are going to have a nice, smooth, flat edge, and that's because you want to scoop your dry ingredients in there, your flour or your sugar, and you want to level it off with a flat surface. Liquids are going to be usually clear, something you can see through, and it's going to have a spout, but you want to be able to get the liquid all the way up to the line that you're measuring. You want to see that edge of the liquid all the way up there. This is a tricky one. Is this a dry or is this a liquid? It has a spout, but it's kind of flat. This is actually a dry measuring.
No kidding.
And I'm going to show you. It's tricky because I myself actually use this for liquid, and I'm not going to anymore because I thought it was. This is a 1/2 cup measuring cup. So we're going to pour liquid in here, and it's going to go all the way up to the edge. We can't get it up any further without spilling it all over the place. Carefully pour that in there.
There you go.
And you tell me, and when you're measuring, looking at your measuring cup, you want to get it at eye level. Usually keep it on a level surface and get down at eye level. And is that a 1/2 cup?
No, it's not. I mean, and even just a small difference like that, it's slightly under 1/2 cup. Even though this cup says it's 1/2 cup, it's going to throw your recipe off, right?
Exactly.
I mean, just that little difference can make a difference.
It can when you're talking about liquids, because liquids react with the ingredients in your cake, sure. So this is a dry. You would actually fill it and level it off.
Crazy. I'm sure a lot of people have these in their drawer, and they probably didn't know that, so it's good to know. And then, of course, the materials you use, the ingredients rather, you have to make sure they're good, because people keep these for years on end probably,
some people
they may not know that they're actually bad. So how can you tell?
Right. So your baking powders, baking sodas, sometimes they only have like a 6-month shelf life. So you don't know how long yours has been there. You want to see if it's any good. Baking powder reacts to heat and liquid, moisture. So when you want to test your baking powder, you want to put it into a little bit of water, and you're not going to get a big reaction, but you should see a little bit of bubbling, and
there we go.
Then you'll know. See, it's not a big reaction.
Yeah, but you can slightly effervescent.
See how it's exactly. Effervescence is a good word for it.
Yeah, kind of like you put a little Alka-Seltzer in there.
Right.
And I don't know if it'll make your stomach feel good, but it'll definitely...
If it's bad, it's just going to fall to the bottom, and you'll know it's bad, because it won't do anything at all. But this has got nice bubbles in it, so we know our baking powder is fresh.
That's a good one. Okay.
Baking soda, on the other hand, reacts to acid. So if you want to test that with a little vinegar. Guys know this because how do you clean your battery cables? You put baking soda on them, and then you rinse it off, and it foams, and that gets a nice big reaction.
There you go. And I don't know if we can't see it on camera yet, but it is. It's definitely fizzing, so we know that that's good, and reacts with vinegar.
Right.
And then another one is the egg test. I love this one.
Eggs have a best by date on the carton, and if 2 weeks goes by and you haven't used them all, and now you're going to go bake a cake, can I use this egg? You want to just fill a bowl of water.
Okay.
Good eggs will sink, so go ahead and put the egg in there. If it
All right,
sinks to
there's
the bottom,
one, and it
we know
sinks
it's a good egg.
immediately. It's a
Okay?
good one.
Bad eggs, through the spoilage process, they get air in the shell.
Oh,
the
look
bad
at
egg
that.
is going to float.
Instantly, you know it's bad. These, I mean, eggs do last a long time in the fridge.
They do. They do. The Best Buy, is only a Best Buy. It doesn't mean, okay, today is the day I got to throw these all away. Eggs got expensive for a while there, and you didn't want to throw them away.
Exactly. And so that's the egg test, and you brought some of your baked goods here too to
Yes.
demonstrate how well you can make your treats once you know how to bake it. And of course, being an organization that helps other organizations, if a business or nonprofit wants to contract your services, have some baked goods, how can they go about
Right.
doing that?
They just go to our website, www.cakesforcauses.org. On the front page, you're going to see a little rolling pin that says request. You're going to click on that. You're going to fill out a request form. We do ask that they give us a month's notice because we do get busy,
Yes.
and we have to make sure we have time to line up all our bakers and make sure we have the manpower to fulfill the request. So please give us a month's notice.
Right. I mean, you guys have come on the show so many times. You've shown us pictures of the delicious and beautiful treats you've made, for Make-A-Wish, for veterans. I mean, you guys really span the entire city and help everybody out. And so, of course, people can go to the website, they can learn more, about baking. You guys really do so much for the community.
you.
And, of course, thank you so much for showing us all these things.
bet.
I mean, you don't think about it, really. You have
Right.
these things in your drawers, and you just sometimes don't know what they're really used for. So you guys always come on, and you always help us out with these great tips. We look forward to having another great year with Cakes
Thank
for
you.
Causes. Thank you. Now, Icing on the Cake Club will have its first meeting on the year on Saturday, January 20th, if I can read. It's open to everyone, and for more information, please visit cakesforcauses.org or call 520-303-7893.